What's happening, everybody? Your boy Big Brando, and today's question comes to you from Butcher7 Actual. That's his screen name. He wanted to know, is there any certain terms or fancy lingo that he needs to know when he talks to blank t-shirt vendors and manufacturers? So I'm guessing he's going to ISS soon, or he's just prepping for ISS, and he just wants to know, what kind of terms or what kind of words he should be saying or shouldn't be saying to not look like a noob or, a beginner, or just come off the wrong way, as in like inexperienced or something like that. So my advice to him was just when I go to these shows like ISS, or if I'm going to a trade show and I'm unsure of a certain product that I want to look into, what I do is I figure out what I like out of that product. So let's just take jackets, for example. I went to the last ISS show looking for jackets. And I know what kind of jacket that I like. I know what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a blank that fits my needs. Now, I was just going off of like the Letterman style jackets. But for myself, I like a jacket when it has elastic on the wrist and it has elastic around the waist. I prefer buttons instead of zippers. So these are the small things that I'm looking for when I'm looking at jackets. I found a ton of vendors, a lot of different manufacturers over there at ISS, but only a few of them had the exact coloring. Another thing that I look for is availability and also price. So if he was going, my advice to him was, if he was going to look for blank t-shirts, figure out what he wants out of a t-shirt before going, and then start looking into different brands, feels. And when you get there, you could just tell the salesperson that's in the booth, I'm starting this brand, I'm looking for a new blank t-shirt company to go with, so I'm just kind of looking for a shirt that feels like this, that's cut like this, that comes in these colors, and then you could see what they have to offer. Most of the time when you tell them I'm a new brand and I'm looking for, a new blank t-shirt to go with, what they're going to do is scan your little lanyard. You get this little name tag lanyard. Everybody wears them over there. Has a barcode. That has all your information in the barcode. Your address, your email address, your brand name, your name. All of that info is on there. They'll scan it. What they do is when they scan it, that automatically sends you like a catalog or some kind of literature through email about the brand. So the catalog is covered. You could talk to the salesman. They have hard copy catalogs there that you could take away. But by the time you walk the whole ISS show, your bag is going to be weighed down with all these thick-ass catalogs. So what I usually do is I let them scan my badge and I'll get the catalog in later. If I really like the brand and I don't mind walking around with their catalog, then I'll take a hard copy catalog. Excuse me. So my advice to him was to figure out what he wants out of a blank t-shirt or a hat, whatever product he was looking for, and then you go to the ISS show or you go to these trade shows and then you look for something similar to what you want and what you want to offer. That's my approach on it. That's not the only approach, but that's just what I do when I go there. If I'm looking for a new product, like a few years ago before I started Leftovers, I went there strictly looking for a new hat supplier. As you guys know, I was already using the Flex Fit hats, the Yupong 6 panels. I just wanted to see what else was out there. I kind of wanted, I didn't like the boxy bill, so I was looking for something else, and that's how I found the Decky hats. That's how I found a lot of different suppliers. If you watch some of my other videos where I show the catalogs and the price list and stuff. So going to these shows with kind of a game plan. It's okay to tell them that you're new to the game. It's cool to tell them that you're a new business and you're just trying to gather information. These people are there to help you out. They're not going to blackball you. They're not going to, shine you off, or they're not going to talk to you different because you aren't a big brand. They're here to help. And you could pick their brain. You could touch samples. You could kind of see what they have to offer. This place is going to be good for you to just gain a lot of knowledge about different manufacturers and different vendors that you could use for your brand. Every time I go there, I leave inspired. I have a new insight on a different product that I want to launch, or different ideas start coming about, because you're there and the whole trade show floor is just full of a bunch of different shit. Like, it's everything from like screen printers, DTG, vinyl, heat transfers, t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, jackets, hats, pants, bags, duffel bags, anything you could think of that you could decorate on your own from home is there. So it's pretty overwhelming at first, but go in there with some sort of a game plan on what you want to look into and look at, and then go from there. Like I said, figure out what you want out of the blank t-shirt or out of the whatever you're doing, hats, jackets, what have you. Go in there knowing what you want out of it, and then you're going there to look for the vendor that has something similar or dead on to what you want to offer. A good way to go about it is just comparing like a shirt or something that you bought from a different, like a bigger brand. Maybe you bought it out of the mall and you like the fit, the feel. The way I used to do things was you could either bring that shirt around with you and compare it, or you could just remember the way it feels, the way it looks, the way, you know, everything is done, like what the collar looks like, what the sleeves look like, shit like that. Hopefully this helped you out, Butcher. If it didn't and you were looking for some sort of answer, I apologize, but when I'm going to ISS, this is what I do. I never go there thinking, man, I know everything. I always ask a million questions just to get a better understanding of what's going on and what I'm actually looking at. And like I said, just to recap, what I look into or what I look for is just what you want out of the product. Another thing is if they have a warehouse or distribution center somewhere local to you. Also, availability. If something's really popular and it's always out of stock, obviously you might like it, but it's going to be hard for you to get. That's kind of a downside to certain things. So I always look for availability, color options. If they have a close warehouse that I could go and will call pickup instead of having it delivered, that way you don't got to pay the freight costs. You know what I mean? Just small little tips and tricks that I do. Hopefully this helps you out. Appreciate you for leaving the comment and asking the question. If anybody else has any more questions, make sure you leave them in the comments or tweet me at Big Brando, no spaces, exactly how it's spelled, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yep.